Everyone, what's up? This is Dr. Charlie PT. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you checking out another video and my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a little bit of a mindset shift and or sort of like language shift that you can take to start to view the experience you're having in a different way. Real quick, again, my name is Dr. Charlie. I'm a PT. I have my orthopedic board specialty, and I work with people all around the world with back, butt, and sciatic problems. Basically, the goal is to teach you how to resolve your pain using the power of the mind and movement as medicine. All right, so topic here, replace pain, my back pain, my sciatica pain, my piriformis pain. Replace any of those things and the word pain with sensations. Pain has a really negative connotation to it, right? Can't tell you how many people, like, you see a Facebook post or you see, maybe you hear someone saying, I'm in pain. Well, I hope they don't feel pain. I hope your pain goes away quickly, right? I get it. It's kind of like this form of suffering, right? But it's also like a part of life. And one thing that I want you to understand is that your brain is really the CEO. It kind of determines, right, what that pain experience is going to look like. And when I say pain, maybe I'll even change pain experience to say sensation experience. Replace the word pain with sensations. It's really what it is. Pain, by definition, is an unpleasant sensory experience. Your body is trying to protect yourself from some perceived or real threat or danger. Perceived. Pain can be caused by perceived threat or danger, all right? And so the cool thing is that if you just do this little word swap, all right, we'll consider this a word swap. My back pain. The sensations in my back. Right? And by the way, like, I'm sitting here right now, leaning on this very, kind of rough bench. I've got these weird sensations in my butt and weird sensations in my back from my shirt and from, like, the roughness and the hardness of this metal bench, right? Now, sensations, right? Pain is like this bad thing, and that's what we associate with. But sensations are neither bad nor good, right? I have a sensation right now of my arm getting tired because I'm holding this phone up, right? I have a sensation of, my shirts, the wrinkles under my shirt, right? Pushing on my skin or putting pressure on my skin. My feet feel real hot. So the sensation of heat, because I've got these shoes that I just bought because, well, my other ones were struggling. They needed help. Okay, I started to put duct tape on them, so my wife said, hey, it's time to get some new shoes. All right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And so the next time you begin to experience pain, instead of labeling it as pain, which kind of equates to bad suffering, right? And this is an automatic link that most people, just over the years, have been sort of conditioned to believe and or to buy into, right? All pain is bad, but not all pain is bad. Not all pain equals damage, right? Or destruction or injury of tissue, as we've learned, all right? And so, hey, I have some sensations in my butt, right? That's automatically less threatening. Maybe even sound kind of silly saying that, which ties in some humor. Starts to break this negative connotation that we all have with pain, right? I have these yucky sensations, or maybe I just have these yummy sensations. Just make them and call them as they are, just sensations, just these feelings. All right, and I think this can automatically help people start to reduce their fear around what they're experiencing. Because again, sensations inherently in and of themselves are not good nor bad. It's really kind of whatever we label them with. All right, if I, had someone who had, in my family who has neuropathy in their feet, right, I could Google, hey, hot feet, instead of it just being my shoes, right, my new shoes. Be like, oh my gosh, now you've got this neuropathy. Is that a sign of this? Is that a sign of that, right? And that would fuel the sensations and make them more threatening than they really were. So our mind, right, and the thoughts and the feelings and the associations we have with things have the ability to kind of apply meaning to these sensations, which really don't mean anything. I'm not saying your pain doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying it's not real. It is. And it probably stings, right? But if you can kind of label it differently, and again, you can apply this word swap, definitely useful and valuable in my experience after working with thousands of people with these problems, all right? The other thing people try to do is they try to label the type of sensation. So it's like, okay, well, Charlie, I can label these things as sensations, but I would describe this as numbness. And then that puts you in a more problem-solving mode because you're like, oh my gosh, now it's maybe neuropathy, now it's my sciatic nerve, and now I need to do this. Because you labeled it as numbness, right? I need to do this. Oh, it's tightness. Oh my gosh, because it's tight, now I need to stretch. And notice how, just how you label these things can shift how you try to fix them, right? Which, by the way, like, what's the one thing, hopefully it's not rustling too much, sorry. What's the one thing that allows you to feel all sensations? Is it your muscles? No, it's not your muscles, right? Your muscles are just like a piece of meat, all right? Is it your tendons? No, it's not your tendons. It's your nervous system. It's the central and peripheral nervous system, all right? And so if the mind is the CEO of all that, and sort of like the switching station, all right, the main panel box, then we have the potential to switch the associations that we have with them by switching the thoughts and feelings and how we label them. And then also it tells us that, hey, if you've got tightness, if you've got numbness, if you've got stiffness, if you've got achiness, if you've got sharp pain, dull pain, hot pain, cold pain, prickly pain, however you want to describe it, water running down your leg, well, what allows all of that to become real and allows us to experience it? It'll be the mind, right? It'll be the central peripheral nervous system. So do we really have to treat these things differently? Or could all of these sensations, or pain, right, in the old school at the beginning of this video way you would have called it, right, do all of these maybe unpleasant sensations, do we have to treat them differently? Do we have to treat numbness differently than tightness? And tightness different than achiness? And achiness different than stiffness? No. What allows us to experience all of these things? Without a brain connected, right, if we shut off our brain, if we're no longer conscious, you can poke our muscles all you want. We wouldn't even notice it. All right, so it's the nervous system which allows this creation. So the solution, treat the nervous system. You could treat the nervous system through the mind, and different strategies and tactics help you reduce fear, preoccupation, and other things around your yucky sensations. Or you can use the body as a entry point into a sensitive nervous system. You can do motions that feel safe and non-threatening. You can start to break, via yummy motions and activities that you enjoy doing, the movement-pain relationship. Again, all designed to reduce the sensitivity of the nervous system, to tone down the noise on the alarm system. All right? And so just a little hack today. If you're in pain, maybe consider approaching it differently and labeling it differently. You've got some yucky sensations. Sensations come and go. I've got hundreds of them right now. I'm stepping on these little walnuts or nuts, whatever they are. I don't know much about what's on the ground here. I've got the warmth on my face here. I've got some sweaty pits going on because I wore these sweatpants and it's warmer than I thought today on this early fall day. Just so many different sensations, right? And I could choose to label them as whatever I would want, but I know they're just neutral at the end of the day. All right, they're just neutral at the end of the day. All right, something to think about. The other thing sometimes people do is they label them as, hey, like, rather than as being like my yucky back pain, they label them as a sensation, but maybe they call it something funky. Hey, my walnut. That knot in my back, that pain in my back, that knot, which makes me then want to go ahead and stretch it. Well, let's switch it, let's word swap it. That walnut in my back, doesn't it just kind of make you like chuckle for a second? Right? And so I just made that up on the fly. You see how just unprofessional and well thought out it has to be, right? It could be anything. So play around with word swaps when you're sort of in pain and you're experiencing these things. Realize that pain is an experience. Unpleasant, I get it, sensory experience, but an experience nonetheless. And based off just the verbiage and language that you use and the way that you refer to it, you can absolutely change how you view it. You can change how you view it. You can lower the fear, lower the threat, and get yourself headed in the right direction. Test it out. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. And look, if this stuff is interesting to you, you're like, wow, that's funky. Maybe you tried it out and you're like, kind of had a little success with that, right? Feel free to check out a free workshop that I've created. Basically lays out my entire diagnostic algorithm to help you kind of figure out, number one, what's going on. But then number two, get past that, right? So we can actually start focusing on solutions rather than problems. So I will link the what I call DIY diagnostic guide to help you figure out the most likely source of your walnut pain. All right. your sensations that you're experiencing, and hopefully it helps you out. Thanks so much, everyone. This is Dr. Charlie. Hope you're doing well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye.